Spoilerhead, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out. As always, last time
on Critical,
there's Matthew, and there's Brian, and there's Rob, and there's Sam, and there's Rodrigo. Last time on Critical Hit, there was a meeting about to go down, and the fate of somebody in this game is about to be determined.
This is not fate. This is powered by darkness.
Oh, but
Apocalypse.
Yeah, fate is the
Actually,
other
quick
game.
question. When I briefly had the book in my hands, was I able to tell what it was? Like what kind of book?
No, it was
called?
sealed and clasped, and it didn't have a title. It's just a gold filigreed, but
Magic Book of Magics.
something like that. Yes.
What?
The autobiography of Iris Allen.
Huh. Did I know that the item that we were trying to prevent the proxy from handing over was a book?
I don't think you did.
Okay.
I don't think any. Well, yeah. No,
I don't think
you guys
that
didn't know.
became apparent until I was in the meeting.
Oh, you were just told to prevent a item from being handed
just
over. Okay.
Prevent the deal to go down.
Yeah, I know. I'm in the same boat of trying to come up with a reason to invite Steven's character, but there was a mystery book. It's probably not a good hook.
That 100% Klaus would have done that. He was like, "Hey, I've got another book." Let's see. Do I know that a lot of your research is based on daemons, isn't it?
oh yeah. Well, yes, but
Demonology is one of the primary things.
Yes.
Would you know that though?
Maybe.
I don't know.
He's
Is
in
it a
my
secret?
web. I don't think it's a secret.
Then probably.
I mean, he knows that I
have gotten books for him before.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is entirely why he owes me.
You know.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to get a hold of him on the way.
Hello?
Professor.
Yes, this is J.D. Higgs, bottom of the third. Who's this?
This is Klaus.
Oh, Klaus. Thank you for calling me up. What time is it?
It's late.
Late, indeed. Why are you calling me at such an hour?
Potentially world-ending problems are afoot.
And this is my problem because?
You live in the world.
Well, okay.
And you may know how to deal with this more than I do.
Oh, all right. What do you have? You
know our local wizard, right?
Yes. Alana?
Yeah.
Yes, I do know her.
Her newly local wizard. Can you meet me at her place? And we're having a meeting to discuss the entirety of the issue.
What time?
30 minutes at this point.
Oh, my goodness. So gotta get dressed. Yes, I think I can be there in 30 minutes.
All right. I will see you there, Professor.
All right. Thank you, Klaus. You have a good morning.
You too. Click.
People start showing up. So basically,
At some point before we show up, I would like to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, at some point before people start showing up, I would like to channel again and put up my shields.
Okay, if you want to roll me the channel, or you actually want to have the hold?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then, yeah. Woo, strong success.
Okay. So, what does strong success even get me on a channeling roll?
What's your hold?
10 gets 3. So, 3 hold plus my focus hold. So, I have 4 holds. So, I will put one of them into shield at that point. So that,
okay.
in case I get shot again.
Well, so maybe we should just check in and say, maybe to prevent further retconning or time shuffling around. What's the proxy done, or does he make any particular?
Yeah. The proxy's gonna head towards the. I guess that this is still in the middle of the day. Going to head towards the Soul facility that got hit and investigate around there. And he's also going to place a phone call.
All right. Who is he placing a phone call with?
He is calling, let's see, Ernie Jones.
All right.
City council member.
Mm-hmm. So, chap, what's going on?
Hey, Ernie, sorry to call you on the weekend, but I need a big favor.
Yeah. I definitely owe you one.
I need to get a building condemned.
I can make that happen for you. What? Where are we talking?
It's this old antique store. At such and such a crossroads.
All right, I'll have to look into that, see if we need to lose any historical society information. I think they might have to come under a bit of a mold problem there, and we'll have to get it vacated.
Mold.
See, this is exactly why I'm glad that I voted for you so many times.
It is appreciated. Yeah, I will make sure that the wheels get turning on this.
Great, thanks.
All right.
And yeah, I'll just go check out what's happening at the facility.
Yeah, basically you got the police that showed up after you had security call, and they're just taking statements, photographs, and all that, and making the claims. I'm sure that insurance has also been notified, and they got their own investigators as well. And so yeah, there's plenty of pictures. You find out that they did find a couple of individuals there who were holding some meth, and doesn't take it too much before you find out that they sound pretty much like the individual you had met on the street.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sniff around for any additional supernatural shenanigans.
Well, you definitely get vampire taint whiff, but yes, bad phrasing. Yes, you definitely get
Chill,
adults
I guess
here.
we know the title of this episode.
Nope.
A whiff of vampire taint.
Yes.
One of Emily Dickinson's lesser works.
I deserve that.
Well, maybe.
But
Maybe
yeah,
that's-
that doesn't seem to be too unexpected with your previous encounter as well. But yeah, there probably was some kind of crew of vampires with these blood-infested minions.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I'll give whatever statements or whatever and then head home.
All right. Yeah, they take your information. So with that, I think we can come back to this meeting. So now that you have the gathering, was Karani presence, was hers requested?
Yeah, I'll ask if she wants to come, or if it, or send a ambassador or something like that from her organization, whichever
I'll come by.
she prefers. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be there. We are basically shoring up our own defenses, but I'll come by.
Sounds good.
So yeah, she basically seems to get there around the time that everyone else is. By the time Ian basically runs back from the Ellis County Fairgrounds, he tends to get there around the same time as well.
Well, sometimes you have to run.
And
and does get to see the number that was done pretty well on Alana.
What happened?
I was asked to break up a meeting. She make sure her wards are all in place between the Dark Court and the proxy. The meeting was an exchange where he gave one of their representatives a book, and they gave him 12 innocents to devour. I attempted to save them, and he did this to me.
He did this to you.
He did. He took on that demon form.
Well, that does beg a question.
What's that?
Do you want justice or do you want revenge?
I want justice for the people he tried to and possibly did kill. I don't know what happened to them. I had to flee.
Ian suddenly looks towards a strange dark corner and asks a question.
Yes.
I need to add a name to my list.
So, let's roll with spirit.
Mm-hmm. Am I rolling anything in particular? Or just rolling with the spirit?
Rolling with spirit.
All right. Succeeds partially.
Partial success. So on a hit, the demon acquiesces with your request.
Mm-hmm.
So you can now add the proxy to your call list.
Sorry. I'm serious too.
Good work.
Chap Andrews.
Yes.
That is
Mm-hmm.
the proxy. Fortunately, I had an opening.
Say that out loud.
What? Okay. I'm serious too.
So be it.
After speaking either in a language that isn't a language or under his breath, Ian will turn back. Justice it is then.
Then we will need to pick our moments carefully.
That's not exactly my strong suit.
Well, I'll explain more when everyone else gets here. I still don't know everything that's going on, but it is bad.
All right.
So yes, doesn't take long. Everyone arrives. You have Krani, you have Mitch Davidson, got a Klaus.
Klaus.
Apparently has shown up with Professor J.D. Higginsbottom III.
Yes, he's wearing his
Of
hat.
box at that.
He's wearing his hat.
Probably a big
coat.
piece of muscle.
You brought muscle? Okay, fair enough.
You can see pajama bottoms sticking out of the bottom of my long coat.
She says Professor, and then
yes, Alana.
looks at Klaus.
One of his primary focuses is demonology.
Oh, yeah.
Seemed pertinent.
Hopefully, unless he thinks he can get a better deal.
It depends. End of the world seems like a pretty good deal to me. And I think that there may be some money in it. Stopping it, that is.
What?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You have tea?
Oh. Yes, of course. I'll make some tea. All right. Well, thank you all for coming. I wanted to pool what we know, what we don't, what we can do, and what I think our problem is. I'm going to start by setting a ground rule. Unless you are in this building, and she like gestures to the wards, and these wards are active. You will not speak the name the proxy in any context of what we are discussing here. And if possible, you avoid saying the word demon or the names of any other demons. Does everyone understand?
Yes. Lady Clouds, who's this proxy?
Mitch Davidson looks a little puzzled at this request, but he nods slowly. Crony definitely gives you a firm and assertive nod.
Went back over to the professor. Demon guy kind of working for Soul right now.
No. Soul. Mm-hmm.
She will basically like bring up on a monitor the picture that she took from the Fae Market of him, the Dark Fae, and 12 people in chains.
Oh my.
This deal was going on at the Goblin Market today. She'll look to Mitch. The Goblin Market is a gathering of fair folk that happens once a month in many locations. Hayes is one of them.
All right, then.
He was trading these souls for a book. I unfortunately lost said book trying to save the people. I don't know what it was, but she'll like zoom in on the picture of it if that's in any way helpful, Professor.
Is it?
No, it doesn't specifically remind you of anything, but...
what's it bound in? Can I tell what it's bound in?
It just
bound in
seems
human
to be
flesh, or is this like a leather bound, just regular?
It's leather bound.
Just cow flesh.
You have no clue what animal or being that the leather may have originated from.
Trade paperback. You can see the
gold
name
filigree
Stephen King
and ornate gold clasps.
Yeah, everyone gets pretty bored after I spill all that stuff out.
But Leandra kind of pops in, and it's I don't know any specifics on it. We just knew that apparently they've made a deal with the darker forces for some damaging information to the Court of Days. As our hands are kind of tied with directly interfering with the Court of Night, I do think I can manage to at least sway some of our kind in helping with endeavors and foiling their compatriots, as at least that'll hopefully help us save some face.
Thank you. So here's what I know. A few months ago, App died. His brother brought him back. As far as I know, he had not manifested magical powers before then. And Chop seems to be very keen on him not further practicing said powers. I think that reviving of his brother, well, it clearly didn't work as intended. What came back is not the man who died. It is a composite being, a man and a demon, who has great ambition and influence over this town. I don't exactly know what Soul is up to, but I think we really need to find out. I think that the use of power that brought him back has caused a thinning of the barrier between this world and hell. I think that is why your student attracted the attention of a demon professor.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is why the sorority fraternity group that you were in perhaps was inspired to do the ritual that resulted in your death, Ian, and why the boy who killed you became possessed. And I think that's why the Court of Blood is here.
Well, that sounds reasonable. As far as I'm aware, that everything you've said checks out with the information we have. Karani chimes in. Yes, we've been looking into Soul. Unfortunately, he's been doing a pretty good job of covering his more extracurricular activities. I really wasn't aware that anything had escalated to a point of these dire situations. You definitely have the backing of my organization and the manpower we have here.
Thank you, Karani.
You planning to
Turn
just
to look at the
use
others.
magical spells to try to disperse this demon, or what? What are you trying to do? An exorcism, or what are we talking about here?
Well, I think that any plan of attack has to be both temporal and magical. He has powerful influence in this city through his company. I am less established. My guess is that the attempt made on my life tonight will not be the last. And anyone who allies against him, anyone who investigates his plans too closely, might also find themselves in mortal danger.
So if we just walk into Soul, are we going to be met with just him, or are we going to be met with other demons and beings?
My guess is that if you walked into Soul, you would be met mostly by very well armed, very well paid guards, which is why we shouldn't just do that. We need to effectively get the law, get the city on our side in some fashion, if at all possible.
Well,
you are a researcher. Perhaps you can find evidence of their dirty dealings, or get some of your students to protest the degradation of the environment or the disenfranchising of local farmers.
I might be able to do that, but I wonder if I might be able to have a private word with you, Alana.
All right. I feel like, do you want to do that now, or?
I mean, it's up to you. But
can I say some peace from the others first?
Please.
We can talk after this. Why don't we talk after this meeting then?
That's fine.
Klaus?
So we aren't fully aware of what his plans are yet?
No. But there are a few kinds of demons. Honestly, most are fairly harmless. They have a sphere. They have a thing. They're like that sweets-loving thing we exercised earlier. They want to give some mischievous information to people to let them do it, or they want to be summoned into this world and have some fun. This is a different scale. I don't know what he's up to, but I doubt it's good for this city. I doubt it's good for this world. I think we need more information. Even if we kill him now, the things he's put to motion might not be so easy to undo unless we know more.
More information is exactly where we need to be right now.
Yes, Mitch pops in. Information does definitely sound good. If we can move to interfere with him in any official legal capacity, that would definitely be the best way that I'd like to go about things. But even if not, I will help you in off business. I will
Thank you.
Try to see if I can get any other compatriots along as well. But
be careful. I would bet good money that he's bribed his way onto, if not people on your force, then perhaps other influential people that will make your life difficult. A business of this size is run by a literal demon doesn't get this powerful without making some deals.
Understand. Like I say, now be careful. But I will might be forced into retirement, and I'm going to feel like I'll be okay with that if it comes to be. I will help you.
Thank you. All right. So, say we gather information, circle the wagons, stay safe. I'll do what I can. But I've got to honestly get some rest and hopefully not get attacked again.
All right.
Let's all touch base again tomorrow.
Yes. I can make sure to get a patrol car outside your place here. Hopefully that might be enough deterrent.
Thanks.
Deterrent, I think we might
I'd say so.
covered.
He doesn't seem like a man who wants to make a scene, at least not yet.
Very well.
He does know you, though, right?
Oh, yeah. He knows me. He knows where I live. He knows that I was involved. It might be time to call my assistant and pack up this sanctum.
I was wondering if this may or may not be the best place for you right now.
Yep, that's fair. You have any safe houses?
I have mine.
All right. Well, I'll have some packing to do. She'll look at Ian. You mind staying here with me while I do that?
I can.
Let me know when you're packed up.
Decisions. Feels like surrender. I hate that. But it is pragmatic, at least until I'm recovered. All right. Thank you. Professor Higginbottom, you wanted to speak?
Yes, in private,
Privately?
away from other ears that might be able to hear anything that we might be discussing.
She'll take him into a back room, set up a fresh set of wards.
Now, a few days ago, Alana, we were talking about that little business with Deo and some of my research.
Mm-hmm.
As you might have guessed, part of my research has to do with me living longer than my normal years might allow.
Yes.
You had asked to see some of my research.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show you one page of that research right now.
All right.
And I pull out my phone, and I flip to the snap that I took of the shears. I'm going to zoom in so she can't read all what it does. And I show them to her. You recognize these.
I do.
I discovered what they
do.
Well, you have to understand, if I share this information with you, it comes with a cost.
What's the cost?
The cost is you do not use the shears without my presence.
All right.
The shears have the ability to trap beings of great power inside them. And as such, that power is used to, let's say, make me a spry old man again. Or a spry young man again. And as you know, this can take in a lot of power. And it seems if you're dealing with a powerful demon, that these shears, which are by mine, totally mine, just remember, those are mine, not yours, might be able to solve your problem and my problem at the same time.
So you're... all right. You know what? Sure, Professor. If you really want to extend your life by taking a demon and drawing power from it
Well, my understanding from my research is if we are able to drain a demon's power enough, you can get rid of him. Which, if I'm not mistaken, that's what you want to do, and that's what that whole meeting was about.
No, that's certainly true. It's just I really wasn't expecting to have to argue about what we do, who gains the spoils of his death, I suppose, but I don't think anyone else wants them. So
well,
I won't try to convince you that this is a bad idea.
This is not just demonic power. It could be anyone with a great amount of power. I could use them to drain Klaus, for example.
I think Klaus has a great amount of power.
Professor?
Pardon me, Alana? What?
Are you threatening me, Professor?
No. I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be demonic power.
No, that's fine. I'm going to keep these shears safe.
Actually,
I won't
have a better
suggestion.
You. I've got a better suggestion.
Oh?
And I show her my bag.
What's that?
Have you noticed that I carry my bag around? Of course you don't. Because this bag...
Not really, no.
...blocks all arcane energies. So, by me putting the shears in the bag, no one will know it's there. This chap seems to know all about you and might be looking for things of power that you might be having. So, I'm proposing you give the shears back to me. I'll keep them in my bag. No one's going to assume that a little law professor like me would have such power in my possession. And so it just might be safer with me. Do I have to roll?
See, wasn't your place already tossed in search of these things?
I know, perfect, right? They've already tossed my place. They didn't find anything, so there's no way that they would assume that I have it now.
If I give you the shears back, what's to stop you from going and telling the proxy about this meeting?
Why would I want to do that? If I did that...
Because, as you said, you could use these shears on Klaus.
No, Klaus, come on. I used him as an example. Besides, we need to keep Klaus in haze.
Why?
You may not have noticed, but there's some dirty business that goes on in this city. And whether you want to believe it or admit it, Klaus actually keeps this town fairly safe. I would hate to think that this city would go into the kind of hole that Great Bend has gone into in these last 10 years. So while Klaus can't get under my skin, not in the way that you're thinking, with his teeth and all, while he likes getting under my skin, I think he's a valuable asset to this community. By the way, if you ever tell him I said that, I'll disavow that.
Honestly, I'm more concerned with you trying to betray me.
Why would I betray you? I gave you books. I've helped you out. I've sent clients your way.
Because you want to live longer.
I do.
And that is one of the classic... Not especially.
Listen.
I mean, I want to live until I'm older. I don't want to... look, your decisions are your own, and I won't judge you for them. But I will say that the deals with devils have been made for this reason over and over and over again, and I am worried that you will take an easier path.
I don't think so. Listen, when you become my age, hopefully you'll live that long. When you become my age, you have a different perspective on the rest of your life. And while now you may be carefree and staying up all night and having secret meetings in your sanctum, when we get older, you're going to wish that you had more time. And that's all I want is more time. There's so much
I understand that. Your motivation is very clear.
There's so much to learn and so much to see and so much to do. And I just want to have a little bit more time. And while, yes, these shears could be used on someone with lesser power, I think I only may have to use this once. and I'll have a whole new life to live.
How about this? Keep
And look,
the shears, and when you get your power and your youth, I teach you how to use it responsibly.
I'm all about responsible use of power.
Good. Then we have a arrangement where it's better for both of us to end up on with what we want.
Alana, I have seen some people in this establishment tonight. You look like you have enough people to just go after this guy now.
As I said,
so
we need more information.
He's one person, or one demon, or one and one. I don't know how this works. I mean, I do, but I'm not going to talk about it now. And you have almost a band, and Klaus has got an army. There would be no reason for me. There would be no reason for me to turn my back against you. And I didn't
Except
get where
that you might try to.
Well, I didn't get where I am today by turning my back on opportunity. And I see opportunity right here with you, especially if you're going to teach me some of your wisdoms.
Good. Then we have a deal.
I think we do.
All right. Well, I would appreciate any research you could do. You've shown a awareness, as you said, of demonology into perhaps trying to figure out what Soul might be up to, or what sort of being the proxy is. Demons have specific entryways into this world. If there is anyone that is more likely to have occupied the body of the recently dead, or to have a amalgam consciousness as opposed to a simple possession, or to have such ambitions, knowing more of it, perhaps even knowing its true name, would be very powerful.
Do you think that there's a gateway that has been opened?
Yes.
Would you have? When did this chap come back?
Several months ago.
So we're assuming that the gateway has been open for several months.
I think it's currently more like a crack, a rift.
Cracks, rifts, gateways, they're all the same.
Not quite. A crack can let a mouse in. A gateway can let, well, any sort of home invader. I think that the Solso's ambition might be to widen the rift.
Yes. Okay. I will do some research.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Alana. Good day. I tip my hat. See, it's all messy underneath. He had to get out of bed and comb his hair as quickly as he could.
Rumble, grumble, I'm an old man.
Puts his hat back on. Goes back out into the lobby area. Oh, Klaus, you're still here.
I say, was the group dispersed?
I thought you were sticking around until she packed up her stuff to take her to the safe house.
Yeah.
I was definitely doing that.
Yeah, Ian was definitely around.
Plus, didn't you give me a ride, or did you expect me to just drive myself? I'm an old man. I shouldn't be driving in the middle of the night.
Oh my god.
Hey, real quick. Did I get to do a drama move with Lana?
The intimacy move?
The intimacy move?
What are your intimacy moves?
Buddy, that's a good question.
Dollar.
I think that could
for his intimacy move
count as an intimacy.
Share a moment of intimacy.
Yep.
You did
they
kind
get a
of
debt on you, and you have what they desire.
Ask them to name an item they have been seeking. That item has recently turned up in your arcane network.
Oh.
So maybe it's already done that. The shears, right?
Possibly.
Well, I'm not seeking the shears. You're the one seeking the shears.
Oh, I'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I already know where they're at.
I'm seeking information about the proxy. So maybe there's like a super cool book that turned up in your network.
I'm sure there is.
So, yeah, if you want to cash in an intimacy move, she'd get a debt on you.
Okay.
For the information, most likely.
I think that exchange did create a couple of debts. Back and forth.
And then you need to ask them to name an item that they've been seeking.
Okay. Which are we just assuming that it's the knowledge of the proxy?
What item is she?
So, Alana, let me make it clear. What are we looking for here?
Like I said, anything that we can do that would figure things out. I guess if you, I don't know, if you could turn up some form of infernal tuning fork, basically, or a divining rod, perhaps we can figure out what is going on here in terms of the rift. If we can figure out if there's a nexus, if there's a point from it. I have an idea. I think we should go back to the perhaps scene where the car accident took place, although it's possible that the ritual that brought him back was somewhere else, and we need to get that information from the proxy's brother, and I'm betting he is out of our reach at this point.
Okay, well, I'll do some research on that. Instruments, you say, okay? Very well. I think we can do that.
All right.
What was the little spoon that I bought? It had some power, right?
Yeah, it could detect basically if a substance is poisoned that it's stirred in.
Okay.
It'll tarnish if...
Detects poison. All right. Just wanted to double check on that. Well, Klaus, I think I'm ready to go home.
All right, Professor.
Get in the car.
I'll take him home.
So, Klaus, what do you make of all of this?
I don't know yet, Prof.
I mean, you were saying end of the world, and certainly a gateway to hell is pretty close to that.
Yeah.
What are you wanting to get out of this?
I mostly don't want the world to end. That's just kind of generally bad for most people.
Yes, I understand.
And I'm reasonably certain that I would not thrive in that scenario.
You don't think?
No. Definitely not as comfortably as I do now.
I see. So it's just self-preservation.
Of course.
Has your church got any insights into some demons? Don't they have a demon archive or something?
I can ask. I don't know if I'll be able to get any information from them anymore.
Okay. Well, if you do, I'd certainly like to look at the collection.
Sure. I will do what I can.
Thank you.
I will drop him off.
Oh, you might want to slow down just a little bit, Klaus. Slow down.
Tuck and roll, Professor. Tuck and roll.
Drop him off a cliff.
Yeah, good luck finding one in Hayes.
Yeah, no kidding.
I go inside, go back to bed.
And that the night draws to a close?
Yes, young kids in their craziness.
Their hooliganry.
Especially that weird one.
Which one's that?
The one with all the fancy makeup on his face.
Yeah, I think Lana is able to get packed up and...
Cool. I will call my assistant and tell him things have gotten hot and he should run the store normally and not answer any questions about anything weird.
Okay. I can do that. And so, yeah, was it she going back to your...
Yeah. Yeah, once she's all packed up, she's supposed to get a hold of me.
Cool. I will call him when I'm ready.
All right.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You know how we're seeking information on a demon?
Yes.
You know how my best friend is a daemon?
Is a daemon. Yes.
A daemon. Are those things in any way related to where she might be able to, I don't know, help us to divine or find or seek out such information? What with him now being officially on the list?
Kind of not so much. The Lynx, being a daemon, is kind of weirdly an extension of natural emotions and kind of a manifestation of that. It's not particularly... it's kind of a neutral being between angel and
There's
devil.
a mechanical reason you can't tell him. He had to roll better.
There's that. Although had he rolled worse,
yeah, if he rolled worse, it would have ended up poorly. But on a 10 plus, the daemon actually knows some vulnerability or weakness of your new target.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, the daemon, it is kind of just out of touch with the particular worlds to know anything specific about the proxy.
Cat Demon. All right. Okay. So no love there.
Not so much.
Bummer.
It's on your list though, so it'll be glad to help you.
Oh sure. Also, the kid who stiffed me at the fruit stand the other day on the list.
Maybe not.
Wow, that's pretty harsh.
Yes.
It was a very bad avocado. Couldn't make toast with it or nothing.
If he actually rolled for that, he'd get boxcars.
Probably. That avocado was one whole bruise.
What? All right, I'm serious too.
Well, I think with that, it's probably a pretty good stopping point.
You're absolutely right, Brian. We are at a perfect stopping point for this week's critical hit, because now Brian has to go back and scheme and plan and figure out what we want to do. Do we need to do any end of...
I don't know. I think we're good here. I think things are pretty convoluted enough, and I have plenty of things that can come up, but I'm interested to see what players do.
I would like to point out that I very clearly did my intimacy move thing, which means I have a +1 to all actions helping Alana to her goals.
Didn't you kind of do it in reverse, though, and not so much?
I totally did it by the rules. The rules of the game clearly I'll read you the rules if you want. It's fine.
Ask them if you should be an agent of justice or vengeance.
Yeah.
If they say justice, ask them how you could relieve them. Yeah, no, that he explicitly did that.
Okay.
I literally did it.
Like almost word for word, he did his intimacy move.
That is not in and of itself the intimacy move. You need to have an intimacy move or an intimate moment, and then you get to ask that. Just like Higgins Bottom has to have an intimate moment, and then he gets to ask about the item.
But
he can't just bring up an item.
Bloody, and I showed up in the middle of the night, going, "Oh my God, are you okay?" All right.
Yeah, doing the thing.
It was not as intimate as the last time you asked me about justice.
No.
It's true. Well, I listened to that time.
Until the next opportunity.
Well, I'm not saying that people should be shot in the face. I'm just saying that some people are.
Well, at least one is.
All right, well, there you go. Podcast at majorspoilers.com, patreon.com/majorspoilers if you want to support us. And until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls don't unleash a demon who's going to flail your soul from your body. It might happen.
This podcast is copyright 2018 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.